Hello everyone, my name is Annabelle Daniel and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Women's Community Shelters, and welcome to our November newsletter. And November is actually a really significant month for those of us who work in and around domestic and family violence, because the 25th of November is the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, or IDVOR Day. In Australia, in the past, it has sometimes been known as White Ribbon Day, but the genesis of the day is actually in 1960 when three activists were killed in the Dominican Republic, and that was a political execution because they advocated for the rights of women. In 1999, the UN declared it to be the International Day for the Elimination of Violence, and these days it kicks off 16 days of activism where those of us who work in the sector will advocate around issues to do with gender-based violence. It's a day where we highlight the issue is a worldwide one. Domestic and family violence has been a shadow pandemic during 2020 and a very serious one. And in Australia, as at today's date, 45 women have lost their lives due to domestic and family violence. It's also a day where we celebrate the resilience of survivors and the strength that they have to get through their experiences. And so in that light, we have a wonderful video that was done by Jeep Management for us in support of Women's Community Shelters. These are a wonderful, talented group of women who have mostly not had too much work during 2020. And instead of complaining about it, they decided to get together and do something really meaningful in support of an organisation that supports women. So a huge shout out and thank you to Jeep Management, and check out the video down below. Huge congratulations from all at Women's Community Shelters to our Hornby Karingai Women's Shelter, which this month came into possession of a permanent home for the shelter in their local government area. It's terrifically exciting, and it just shows how much progress an organisation has made in 6 years. My thanks and congratulations personally to all of the board and everybody who has worked so hard in this journey of success of the Hornsby Karingai Women's Shelter, which was the first one established under the WCS umbrella and is very dear to my heart. So thank you to everybody who's been involved in that shelter throughout its history, the current board for their amazing work in securing this property, and we can't wait to continue to do good work for women in the Hornsby Karingai LGAs. We've shared with you in previous newsletters our excitement around the opening of Mossman House, our project in partnership with Twilight Aged Care, Link Housing, AW Edwards, Northern Beaches Women's Shelter and Temple and Webster to furnish a lovely property that used to be a private hospital to make accommodation for women over 55. And in wonderful news, our first residents have actually moved in this week. Last week we took a small group through, and just about everybody said yes to taking a room, and we're very excited about that because that means we've set it up and it's got the wow factor, which we really wanted to make sure it did have. So very exciting for us to be able to say that we've opened Mossman House against the backdrop of everything else that's happened in 2020, and really pleased that our new residents will be celebrating a wonderful Christmas in a beautiful new home. Late breaking news that I couldn't resist including in this newsletter. Very exciting to hear that 4 shelters in our network have applied for New South Wales government grants to support the work that they've been doing during COVID, and to be able to provide more services, including outreach, local community crisis service, and improving accommodation in shelters to allow for a greater level of social distancing after the COVID pandemic. So huge congratulations to shelter managers and boards for getting those applications done, and for their success in achieving that bit of funding to assist with all the amazing work they do in their local communities. We couldn't do what we do at Women's Community Shelters without the ongoing support of donors and people of goodwill who continue to support the work that we do. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, for watching our videos during this year, and for being of goodwill and support in our efforts to make the world a safer place for women and kids. Thank you from me, and I look forward to talking to you in December 2020, which I can't quite believe is upon us. Thank you again.